Hello StarCraft fans, this is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between Kelazhur and Neeb on Frost, the latter edition. In the top right side of the map we have the blue Protoss player representing Ting, it is Neeb. And in the bottom left side of the map we have the red Protoss or Terran player, it is Kelazhur, representing Root Gaming. So this is a PvT for you guys from Dreamhack Zowie 2016. Again, just got this replay pack. Very excited to cast it for y'all. And hopefully you'll be find a lot of enjoyment in these games as well. So PvT on Frost, 4-player map. Really big. Here are potential spawning locations. You do have some nice attack paths here with the Xel'Naga watchtowers watching over those. You also have other tinier attack paths on the north and the south, and the east on the west that are not under the watchful eye of the Xel'Naga watchtower. Refinery on the way, and in fact there is a barracks. We'll have to see. It's going to be a Reaper. If it is a Reaper, I have my list ready to go. I've learned my lesson from previous mistakes. And let's see what we get from that barracks before we say anything else. So this is Neeb. Neeb is a pretty young Protoss player, fairly new to the scene, but has really made a name for himself by beating some very excellent players recently and over the last year or so. I've cast a bunch of games with him. Protoss players have been very excited about the potential that he displays. So we'll see if he can do it against Kelazhur, one of the more solid Terran players in the tournament. He does hail from Brazil. I think he technically lives in the United States, but he does play for Team Root. And again, just a really solid guy. We've seen him quite a bit on the channel, and we'll continue to see him into the future. So it is a Reaper, and Reaper list says, dun 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 dun, Roger the Dodger. All right, so I'm not sure if I've used this before. I just know that somebody requested it, and I thought I had used it, and then I second-guessed myself, and I couldn't remember. So we're going to go Roger the Dodger. His job is to dodge attacks from queens, which is actually impossible. Dodge attacks from lings, which is a little bit easier to do as long as they don't have speed. And dodge incoming fire from friendly people who don't like Reapers. Anyway, Roger is moving on out. He got his name actually by playing dodgeball in elementary school. His name was Roger. He was very good at dodging attacks by young children, but not so good at dodging attacks by adult Zerg, which is kind of true for everybody, but either way, he got the name Roger the Dodger and it kind of stuck. So here he goes, moving on out. His friendly SCV has scouted for him. He knows where the Protoss player is. And actually, when I say Zerg, I mean fully grown Protoss. So let's see if he can do this thing. There are the ping pong balls coming from the sky, from the mothership core. Again, if you don't know where that reference is from, that is from one of the latest StarCrafts videos from Carbot. So check him out on YouTube. He makes hilarious videos for sure. Run, Reaper, run, Roger. Good. Getting on out of there. And one of the things is the mothership core is attacking, and it's just hitting ping pong balls down to the ground. That's how little damage it does. And it's a very apt comparison. I love it. I like it quite a bit. Yeah, Czech saw that pylon, said Photon Overcharge is my nemesis. And really, any pylon's your nemesis right now, Roger the Dodger. He's done a great job dodging, though, hasn't he? He's really only taken a couple shots from a mothership core. He's still alive. His combat drugs have healed him up quite nicely. There's a Stalker on the way for Neeb, a robotics facility, and a Twilight Council at this stage in the game. Seems a little early, but he's up 32 to 26 harvesters. Macroing super good at the same time. Adept getting some shots off. All right, man. Have you even scouted? Oh, crap. 1, 2, and can he get the last shot? No, Adept. Adept cannot get the last shot. All right, so how has your scouting been doing? SCV did quite a bit of scouting, which is fine. Combat drugs healing up, and ooh, proxy gate from Neeblet. Or rather Neeb. I don't know, we can call him Neeblet. That's what he's going by in this particular tournament. What's our Terran player doing? Let's focus on him. Getting Marines, and Marines getting Stim, which is great stuff. Double pumping Marines. Really going Marines here in the early game. Come on, Roger. At least scout some stuff off, man. I know it's so scary to go inside the Protoss base when there are pylons. You can get Photon Overcharge at any second, but uh-oh. This does not look good. Not look good. 1, and can't even get 2. So that's something good to know. If you Psionic Transfer, you are faster than the Reaper. But when you're done Psionic Transferring, your speed is not enough to keep up with it, even to get a second shot off from your attack if you are that particular Adept. Interesting to see there. Factory on the way from Kelazhur. Blink coming up for Neeblet. And KD8 Charge knocking the Stalker toward him a little bit. Not the greatest move in the whole world. Still 0 kills for Roger the Dodger. I don't know, man. It's going to be hard for him to reach into the annals of history and get on the Reaper Hall of Fame. That's all I have to know. That's all I have to say, rather. 43 to 39 total harvesters in favor of Neeblet. Another couple attacks here, and from the Adept. Can't quite get enough to finish off the Reaper. I'm sure Roger feels just fine about that. Observer on the way. Blink still coming up. Is being Chrono Boost, but that is just such a darn long upgrade. 121 seconds. And there's the proxy gate that allows the 2 seconds warp-ins because the gate is here. Stalkers going after this third base. Oh, no. Oh, no, Kelazhur. What? Do you have any defense here at all? No, not really. There's a huge cadre of Marines coming to try to save it, but I mean, is this enough? Do they have stim? They don't have stim. They don't have combat shield. I wonder if Neeb recognizes that. There's the scan. The observer seeing stuff as well. And good Blink Stalker micro here. Just walking right on into this, though, is Kelazhur, and he hasn't gotten a single kill yet. The Blink Stalker micro way too good for Neeb there. Roger the Dodger, he has a kill. How do you have a kill? We got to check that out a little bit later. SCV's pulled off the line to try to deal with this Blink Stalker all in as well. This is so difficult. So difficult for Kelazhur to see here. Bam. Losing a lot of stuff. 3 SCVs were killed. Roger the Dodger finally cleaned up by a photon overcharge. You know what? I need to see how he got that kill. Sorry, guys. 1 kill. All right, here he is. Roger the Dodger. Meanwhile, there's an attack down south. Oh, a probe was foolish enough to come down here. So Roger the Dodger does actually get a single kill to his name. Tries to take down a Nexus all by his lonesome. Not going to happen. Mothership Core has the ability to photon overcharge at any moment, but she just kind of is bemused watching this Reaper, at least for a second. And the Stalker's back out. Okay, so we've caught back up. That was what Roger did. So he got, I don't know, did he scout anything up here? Didn't scout anything up there. Didn't scout anything in there. Did scout this base, which is fine. All right, we'll give him a scouting badge, and we'll give him a probe killing badge, and that is a 66%. All right, so well done. Not enough for the Hall of Fame, but still not as terrible as expected, Roger the Dodger. Again, the Blink Stalker micro for Neeb has been insane. He's only lost 4 Stalkers, and he's been pushing up against the Terran army this entire time. It's 50 to 55 Harvesters. Kelazhur is not going to go away quietly, though. Mind you, not going away quietly indeed. And here comes the Orbital Command trying to land. Luckily, the Stalkers did not see that because they are busy trying to attack this front door. They are taking out Marines. They're trying to get some shots off on that bunker as well if they can get it. And Stim is finished, so these bio units are a little bit more dangerous. Orbital Command decides not to land there just yet. There are still Stalkers down there somewhere. I know they're busy at the front door, but that is still a scary thing to see. And walling this section off with supply depots, nicely done by Kelazhur, just enough to slow down any attacks that try to sneak down that way. He unfortunately does not know about that proxy gate that allows for the quick warp-ins. And can he take down the bunker? He's trying to do it. Yes, he gets the bunker. The repairing units are too late. Reaction time too late for Kelazhur to get there. He's getting combat shield and concussive shells and +1 infantry weapons. It is 104 to 93 total supply. Kelazhur is not down by that much, and these Blink Stalkers have just been such a nuisance. Such a nuisance. Concussive shell hasn't quite finished yet, so you don't get a free Stalker kill there quite at this point. Kelazhur base landing mules there. Neeb feels it, smells it, senses it, comes right on in, and no, blinks out. Blinks out. Some more Stalkers coming in, an Immortal on the way to try to deal some additional damage from this composition. And holy gateways, 1, 2, 3, 4 gateways at the same time. 5, is that? Yeah, that's 4. Well, I guess 5 counting that one. And yeah, the Stalkers decide to head on back home. Did he see this? He just saw this. That's like an optical illusion. It feels like that's a cliff of some kind, but it's totally not. And look, that debris disappears when you can see it. That's a really weird feature of this map. So the gateway does die. The pylon does die. Fusion core coming up along with a starport for Kelazhur's. A couple units here going to die. It's just transferring is tough news. It's tough beans there. Stalkers died only because they had very, very low and few hit points remaining. But yeah, this is going to be used to go ahead and enable the attack range upgrade. Excuse me, the attack range upgrade for those Liberators. As we listen to the healing action, Blink Stalkers again just being super duper annoying. A lot of Adepts, Immortals, Sentries coming on in. This does not look good at all for Kelazhur. He might get sandwiched here if he's not careful. A couple Widow Mines, which is nice. The Adepts want to get right on in. Running away is Kelazhur, and the Adepts do finish their psionic transfer on top of the Terran army. Still running away. A couple Widow Mine shots I think might have taken out a few of those Stalkers. Guardian Shield not really being of much use there, unfortunately, for Neeb, but he had it up. He had it up. He's going to try to threaten this third base and force Kelazhur to engage, which does seem like a pretty darn good idea in my estimation. Observer there as well, picking on up. Is he going to try to drop? Yeah, he just gives up on the third base entirely there. Oh no, Kelazhur. Oh no, just gives up on it, loses those workers. He's going for a drop. He's tired of playing defense. He wants to play offense. Does he know what's coming? I don't know. I don't know that Neeb knows what's coming, but he's heading back home anyway, or at least pulling back to a safer location. Warp Prism here, Hallucinating Phoenix, scouting things out, trying to see what it can see. I think it just barely missed this Terran army, though. Here they come. Here come the Marauders. Here come the Marines, stimming on in, taking the Zonlaga Watchtower before anybody can know what is going on. And yes, the Adept does get killed. But the Blink Stalkers are here. I'm not sure that's enough of really anything to deal with this many Blink Stalker with +1 attack, mind you. Single Adept left to try to kill this building. Liberator shows on up and says, do I want to deal with it? Nah, I'll let the Marauders deal with this one. Single Marauder left behind as a sacrifice for the rest of these units that are flying around here. Hallucinating Phoenix does evaporate, and no, still pushing with the drop is Kelazhur. He's not being chased back home. He's not going to be intimidated. No. Instead, he wants to drop on the Protoss player, who's now going for a 4th base, while the 3rd base for Kelazhur is just sort of there. Free Warp Prism. Kelazhur took care of that one. No big deal. Stalkers with +1 and +1 for the armor. +1/+1 has finished for the Terran player as well, so we are even on that score. Adepts not finishing that Sonic transfer, but coming on up, and here it is. Guardian Shield on that right side, but the Stim, very dangerous. And the Liberator count, dangerous too here. It's just he's in a position between that natural base and the army. Kelazhur needs to engage here. He can't allow that base to die. He already took his 3rd on out. Wow, sniping down those Liberators. Nice move by Neeb. And can he save the orbital command? It's getting repaired. I know it is, but a lot of these SCVs are getting massacred as well. Meanwhile, an attack up here by Kelazhur does manage to take out the 4th base. I'm just not sure how much Neeb cares at this moment. He's absolutely denied all mining from this natural base. Kelazhur doesn't feel like he can engage. A small army of Marines and Marauders tearing through these Stalkers that are not being blink microed. Unfortunately here, Guardian Shield not being used at all. Some attacks at the front, which means the sentries get exploded as well. Adept, Stalker. Explosion of the fusion core. Another Liberator should die just momentarily, and it does. Getting a full surround on this stuff, trying to hold it out anyway is Neeb. Really wants to kill those Liberators. He's killed a bunch of them, but there are still 2 raining down fire from above. One guy tries to escape. Oh, picks off the Liberator finally. These guys still alive, though. Still darn alive. The medevacs are going home. The Marauders finally get outnumbered. And boom. So, resources lost. About 11,000 lost for the Terran player and about 13,000 lost for the Protoss player. However, it is officially 3 base to 2 base right now. Although, I don't know, Kelazhur has relanded. Still 41 to 63 Harvesters, which is a huge problem. These Blink Stalkers trying to get rid of the medevacs while dealing with the bio on the ground at the same time. I'm not sure how they feel about doing that, but they decide to blink the heck the way on out of there anyway. Warp Prism with some Adepts coming on in, and really no defense here to speak of, unfortunately. No missile turrets, no ground units. +1/+1 again has finished. No sign of +2/+2, although +3 has just begun for Neeb. That's going to be helpful a lot in these upcoming battles. SCV and Mule Pool totally from this 3rd base. SCV is getting massacred left and right now, and 38 SCVs have been killed so far in this game. It's 38 to 63 total Harvesters. The army seems a little bit paralyzed for Kelazhur. Where does he go? Where do you need to go right now? Neeb is replanting that base. He's just happily producing units off of his many warp gates. Warping in stock. I mean, just going Stalker here. Who does that? Who goes this much Stalker against this much bio? Is what I want to know. We'll see if this works out for him. I'm kind of worried, though, for our Protoss player, Neeb. Stimming on in. Can he lose this 3rd base for a 2nd time? He's letting it finish. Neeb is confident he can do this. Ooh, it's taking a lot of fire, though, from these units. With the +1/+1, it's not +2 or +3, but it's still, with Stim, very intimidating indeed. Adepts once again saying, hey, why don't you come on in here and try to mine? We'll deal with it. Liberators setting up shop, getting some shots off on the Stalkers. More and more Stalkers coming in. Is Neeb stuck on this Stalker tech? I don't know. Oh, Adept gets left behind. No, he does get picked up and evacuated by that Warp Prism. Photon Overcharge being used as well, and just trying to get some volleys off on the Nexus. Can they get it? They're going to get it. Yes, the Nexus falls for the 2nd time. Kelazhur needed that one. He needed that one bad. +3 attack, +3 armor for Neeb. this pure Blink Stalker stuff. I guess there are some sentries mixed in. I'm not sure if he can do this. Liberators chasing this Warp Prism home. Save it, save it, save it. Oh, these guys are dead. These guys got absolutely abandoned. They're trying to hoof it home as fast as they can, but once that Stim wears off and the Blink comes up, you're in a lot of trouble. Setting up a defensive perimeter, saying, hey, no, you don't come this far. This is where we live. Adepts from the right side. Stalkers with the Blink micro, getting a lot of damage done here. Widowmine does not burrow before it gets absolutely destroyed there. +3 attack just about to finish for Neeb. Is it going to be enough? Is it going to be enough just with pure Stalker here? He is definitely getting a Templar Archive, so we should see Archons here at some point. Really no sign of Tempest, though. Has some idle workers up here. Come on, idle probes. Come on, idle probes. Get to work somewhere. This is a good place for you. That base is almost very much complete. Third base happily mining for Kelazhur. He's a little bit oversaturated even. This base also oversaturated. He's moving his main orbital command down on here where, oh, the long distance mining backfired. It backfired. 43 SCVs have been killed. Another huge battle on up here. Retreating is Neeb with the Guardian Shield on up. Force field not catching much of anything right there, but Neeb is backing up. Backing up. Command center landing. Liberator side's defense is no longer necessary, and the probe does go back to work holding a Vespene Geyser canister, which will be eliminated in exchange for a handful of minerals. Adepts really want to kill that one SCV, but the SCV gets pulled just in time. Observers scouting out the army. Army value about 5,000 to about 6,500. Interestingly enough, Liberators crushing everything that they can find. Happily mining with the SCVs, Marines, and Marauders, and blinking forward explosions, fireworks. Adepts trying to sneak on this left side. Assaulted from all directions, though, is Kelazhur. He just needs something. APM is over 500 right now for Kelazhur, over 400 for Neeb. These players are playing their fingers off right now. Once again, Neeb says, you won't engage me directly. You keep retreating. I'm going to attack one of your bases. And he's going to go ahead and take this out easily. Third base gone. It was already weakened. And here we go. Stalkers and Archons trying to get rid of these Liberators first of all. And then they can deal with the Bio later. All the Liberators are gone. Archon on the front lines doing huge damage to these biological units. Marines and Marauders does end up getting 4 total kills. And does get taken out by, I think, a Widow Mine there. It's a lot of Stalkers, though. Upgrades again, +3/+3 to the +1/+1, and still these Marines and these Marauders are absolutely taking it to the Protoss player. The Blink Stalker micro continuing to happen. Can they get any of these medevacs? They might be able to. It's very low on bio count right now. Reinforcements coming in, but I'm not sure if it's actually going to be enough. It is, though. It is. It chases Neeb away. Ninja expand from Neeb down on there is not seen by the Terran player right now. More Liberators on the way, but it's 63 to 25 total Harvesters. Neeb, what? More Archons, I suppose, is the idea. Some more Immortals might be helpful as well. I just feel like Storm would be very useful where there's so much bio. They don't even have all the upgrades that they normally have either, so Storm is that much more effective. All right, so sneaking on down here are some probes to do some long-distance mining and hopefully some short-distance mining right about there. There's a medevac with Marauders and Marines inside it. There is an Observer hanging out. And another Observer. I like the Observer coverage that Neeb is displayed here. So here he is with his +3/+3 army with Immortals, with Archons, with Stalkers, and a total Sentry. Just army supply, yeah, definitely higher for the Protoss player right now. That is about 5,500 versus about 4,000. But again, the cost effectiveness of the Terran army cannot be disputed. He does have this third base up and running. I mean, technically he's on one mining base right now, which might be an issue. There's an attempt to drop up here. It does force an evacuation of all the probes. And then they're hoofing it away, running for their lives as fast as they can. Marines and Marauders hanging out. Observer just observing. Don't mind me, says the Observer. You can't see me anyway, but if you could see me, don't mind me. Warping in more Adepts for base defense, getting some pylons up there for photon overcharge if necessary. And the army coming back on in right where the army is ready to see them for need. All right, so again, Neeb just has the absolutely superior economy right now, both in gas and in mineral income and in harvester count. It's just, I don't know. He's having a hard time winning these battles. I think he's a little bit too Stalker heavy, I guess. I mean, at this point, there are only 1 Liberators on the field right now, so I'm not sure you need that many Stalkers. Storm might be nice. Oh, Marine does scout this out. Does scout out that this base is here. Coming to defend it is Neeb because he knows Kelazhur can't resist attacking it, or just, I guess he's playing defense. Kelazhur is really defending this area pretty darn strongly. So here comes Neeb with his army. Is he going to do this thing? Try to send some Adepts down to check for the third base. There's not one there. Nothing to worry about. And yeah, there's, oh no, he actually finished. He actually finished the transfer. Oh no. The Adepts are in a ton of trouble now, but I think seizing the opportunity here is Neeb. Comes right on in, kills those Marines. Going to threaten this, I guess, 4th base, but the only mining base that Kelazhur has. He's in so much trouble. He can't afford to lose this orbital command, but his army is out of position to save it. Boom! Orbital command is gone. SCV just right into the meat grinder there. It is 62 to 6 on that harvester count. 19 minutes into the game. Kelazhur might just be going for it, man. He might just be base racing. He says, all right, I lost all that. I have no more income. All I have are my +1/+1 Marines, Marauders, Widow Mines, Liberators, and Medevacs. I'm going to try to kill this base all by my lonesome. Liberators are here to set up a nice little perimeter if they can. Photon Overcharge being used, covering the back with the Liberators. Not worrying so much about the front. Hopefully his guys can deal with that. But big Warp into Adepts means that is not as easy as you would expect. Widow Mines getting some shots off for sure. Can he hold it? He just keeps losing his bio, though. His Marauder count very low. Marine count very low. 2 and 3, respectively. And that's it. The GG from Kelazhur. Kelazhur's defeated, and Neeb is victorious. So, wow, pretty darn good PvT. Pretty darn amazing stuff from Neeb. He defeats Kelazhur. I hope you Protoss fans are happy because Terran has been winning Protoss pretty recently in my casts. And yes, Neeb is pretty darn amazing. All right, so Neeb out-expanded Kelazhur, out-macroed Kelazhur, out-upgraded Kelazhur. Kelazhur kept holding on by virtue of the fact that Marine, Marauder, Medevac, and Liberator is a pretty darn good combination. He just kept losing bases, though, kept losing workers. He kind of won straight-up fights more often than not, but in the end, it's got completely out-macroed. The attacks from this side, again, that +3/+3 really kicking in, especially with the Archons here. 4 kills on that one. Stalkers doing what they can, and in the end, Protoss wins. So, that's it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit the subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter and Facebook, both at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.